Reem, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
Thank you for having me.
I know that you have family in Gaza right now who are in dire circumstances. Can you tell me what's happening on the ground?
We live in the north, and so for the first few days of the war, they stayed in their homes under bombardment until it became really bad, and thousands of leaflets came down saying, you better move.
Mm-hmm.
So they did. They packed whatever they could, and they went to nearby schools in the neighborhood close by, and they stayed there, and in less than 24 hours, they were ordered to evacuate and move to the south of the Gaza Valley. That was the worst thing they've ever had to do because there's lots of children, a big, huge family, a lot of older aunts and uncle, over 70 years old, some 80, and they have to do this on feet with carrying whatever supplies they have, the little supplies they have, and walk for 30 kilometers. They had to do that over 2 days, sleeping outside in the open and at night, and then continuing. So they then found schools in the south that were already overcrowded because people have lost their buildings and were already in schools. So they came to overpopulated schools. They talk about 70 people in one classroom. That's enough for 30 people. And slowly everything started to deplete. So the first thing that went was bread, and kids love their bread. And so that was the hardest thing. And then slowly the food became a problem. There were cans of food. Now there's no more cans of food. And they talk about eating every other day pasta or rice, plain. And now water is a problem. A classroom or like a big family, they told me a few days ago they have 3 liters of water per family. And a family could be 6 to 10 people, which isn't enough. And so they rationed their water. There's absolutely no water for sanitary. So you've got the school houses anywhere between 2,000 to 7,000, depending on which school, 2,000 to 7,000 people with no running water for washrooms. The situation is horrific, no sanitation. And then, of course, the water now that they're drinking is contaminated, whatever they can find. And so they're getting the GI upsets, and they're getting the diarrhea, and they're getting all of the symptoms that come with drinking water that's not fit to be consumed by humans. They're fighting for their lives. They're fighting diseases. Already the children have rashes. They have all these problems that are coming up because the situation is unsanitary. Some of them are injured, and so their burns are exposed, and blood, losing a lot of blood. The situation is horrific. My cousin works in the hospital, and he cries every time I speak to him because the situation is beyond what he could ever handle. And even though his hospital was ordered to evacuate, he decided not to leave his patients behind. And so he's sticking with them, risking his own life because he cannot walk away from his patients.
Reem, when you're speaking to your family and hearing the rockets raining down on them, hearing of buildings collapsing and people being killed all around them, I want to ask you, how do you maintain hope in those challenging moments?
You have your moments, but then you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you remember that Allah in the Quran said, أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأساء والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله ألا إن نصر الله قريب. Just like I'm shaken on the inside every day, worried sick about my loved ones, and expecting and waiting for that very difficult phone call that
feels like death is almost inevitable, right?
Feels inevitable, yes. I remind myself with the verses that speak about this will happen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test us with hunger and decrease of everything that we love and everything that we need to sustain ourselves. And then we are shaken, and literally they are shaken. The buildings they're in shake because of the bombardment. It doesn't stop from 5 p.m. till 9 a.m. There's no break in the bombardment, and all they can do is huddle around each other and pray and say their shahada and say their goodbyes on the phone calls. Do you know how difficult that is every time to have them say, I probably won't be here the next time you call. I love you. Fi amanillah, I meet you in Jannah. That breaks me. But the only hope is Quran, me picking it up, reading it. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches his young cousin, يا غلام إني معلمك كلمات احفظ الله يحفظك احفظ الله تجده تجاهك. Be wary of Allah, take care of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He will take care of you. That if this whole world was to come together to harm you, it won't harm you except with something that Allah has ordered for you. And if this whole world came to help you, it won't help you with anything that Allah hasn't ordained for you. So why would I fear? When I have that grounding me, why would I fear? It is all in the hands of Allah, and whatever Allah ordains for me, I will be patient, just like they taught me. And I learned so much faith from them in Gaza. They are so well grounded. They all know it's when your back is into a corner, you only have Allah, and that's who we call upon, and the help will come from Him. They say the world knows now that the humanitarian words and the United Nations is all fake. The world now can see it. We knew this years ago. We've been under siege for 16 years. Now the world is opening its eyes. We've lived this. We only have Allah, and they're teaching all of us and the whole world what it means to go back to God and to have faith in God.
Yes, we are learning so much from them. Reem, we're all part of one ummah, one community. What advice do you have for Muslims who are watching this on their phones or on TV and feeling helpless? They're wondering, what can I do in this situation? What would you say to them?
So despair is very easy to come to our hearts because we're seeing so many lives lost without the ability to do something. But there's so much we can do. The first thing is to get involved with organizations that are helping. CJPME, Canadians for Justice and Peace in the Middle East, is how I got involved. I've been a member for years, and the media was looking for somebody that had family in Gaza, and that's how I got involved. And since then, I haven't stopped. NCCM, CMPAC, there's the Palestinian, the CPSA. There is local advocacy groups that you could join so that you can help. You need to get involved because there's so much anti-Palestinian hate and Islamophobia on the rise. And if we don't come together and be a voice, so many of us will fall. So it is very important that we all help. NCCM said that Islamophobia has raised 1,300%. There's so much hate out there, and we have to do our job. Write to your MP. Get involved. Write to your MPs. And you don't have to be Muslim to do this. Any Canadian can write to their MPs and ask for a ceasefire. It's children that we're killing. We're seeing children dying. These children have names. These children have dreams. They're not just a number. And so we have to be human and be their voices. And of course, send money. There's so many organizations that are collecting money. Get on one of these organizations locally or nationally and give money to rebuild Gaza and help bring food and aid, humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. So this is what you can do. And media, getting involved with media is extremely important. If you read an article that you do not like, write back, write letters to the editor. If you join CJPME, they have something called accountability, holding the media accountable. It's so simple. They'll send you the article and they'll tell you basically from their perspective what's wrong. And all you have to do is if you agree with that, then you write a letter. It makes it so simple. It takes me a few minutes with the help. Like we all can write something so fast. That's all. That we need to hold the media accountable because there's so much lies in the media. And if we don't do our job, then we're not doing it. So stop looking at your phone. Get to do action. You will feel so much better when you actually do something. And there's so much to do. If you just read one article a day and respond to one article a day, you've done so much and you'll feel so good. It is that one step. That's all. And then you'll feel like you've done something. And then you don't have despair.
Thank you for sharing with me, Reem, and thank you for the important work you're doing to shine light on the situation in Gaza and speak out in Canada for the people there. May God protect the people that you love, and may you be reunited with them in happiness in the near future, God willing.
Ameen, Ya Rab. May Allah accept all our efforts for His sake and His sake alone. And may Gaza be free and may our loved ones be saved.
Soon, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
Assalamu alaikum.
We have some exciting news to share with you.
As you know, Let the Quran Speak has been on TV screens and social media for 22 years.
We've been reaching people all around the world, spreading positivity and good and helping people experience the beauty of Islam and the accomplishments of Muslims.
We've been shooting in this very space for the past 2 decades.
And now, with the help of Allah, we're about to get the keys to Muslim Media Hub.
If you like what we're doing, you're gonna love Muslim Media Hub even more.
Because it's the next step up.
Think new TV shows, podcasts, social media content, and film.
It will have new talent, more youth, and a lot more space and resources to do what we love. Spread the message of Allah.
Our Muslim Media Hub costs $2.4 million.
And for that, we need to raise $300,000. Please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help establish Muslim Media Hub so we can do this.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be of benefit to the Muslim community long after we are gone.
Thank you, and may Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always.
Assalamu alaikum.